welcome once again to the Forward Compatible Podcast. This is episode 102, part 1, for January 19th.
What day is that?
January 19th.
Oh, okay.
2013. My name's Tony. I'm joined, as always, by my fellow podcasters, Jason, Mark, and a long absent returning friend of ours, our security guard, Oscar.
Future security guard.
Future security guard.
Future security guard. We can't give you the title yet.
We're gonna need him to keep away the millions.
The bronies?
The bronies. The millions and
Bronies.
millions of fans. They're gonna be swarming us. Oh, Mark, let me get my picture taken with you.
You know, it happens every week.
Jason, sign my underwear.
You assigned me homework, and I did your homework, but I didn't put the questions together.
Oh, that's all right. Why not?
Ace!
As expected. So this
security
one
guard.
this one isn't as special. There's no game of the year. There's
Nothing
no
wrong.
Well,
Live talks.
actually,
We do have a cool thing for part 2.
when you think about it, and I'm not spoiling anything, this is the return of Tony's topic of the week. That hasn't been around in a couple weeks.
It's true.
Oh come on, no one's missing that.
Yeah, right? That's the lowest viewed
No,
segment.
we'll tell them. It's not that big of a deal. We're doing. We had such a fun time on the call-in episode with the BS checking when Andrew called in and told us about our predictions that we forgot we made. We're going to be making 2014 predictions, but those will be in part 2. So I suppose we could kick off the show with our weekly roundtable and catch everybody up on what we've been playing since the last time we all spoke.
Dead Space 3.
Oh, yeah?
That's all I really did this whole week. Me and my buddy Tom jumped on
Me and my buddy and me.
on PC and we played that for about 2 hours or so.
You have to leave a little bit more of a gap, but from when he says,
No, I know.
"Catch everybody up," which you've been playing
That
since
song.
last time we spoke.
Yeah.
Because because when I go to cut
I know it when you
your
cut it.
voice starts and then the song plays and then it picks back up.
Alright, do you want to try that again?
No.
I'm not gonna do it
No,
again, so
too
I was
late.
gonna say no anyway.
too
But
late.
yeah.
And Chipmunk.
Dead Space 3!
My name's Mark.
They don't really.
My name's Mark.
Yeah.
I do
That's what I did.
things.
Played it.
You play
Shots
anything
and
this
shit.
week, Oscar?
Pissed my pants.
Yes, I have played a lot of Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2? Did
Yes.
you try Ghost yet?
I have not.
I'm like halfway through that campaign. It's actually a lot of fun.
I really like that one out of all of them. I just enjoyed it a lot.
Black Ops is the fun fact. Aside from Ghosts, which I'm halfway through, Black Ops 2 is the only Call of Duty campaign I did not see to completion because I didn't like it.
Yeah, it wasn't definitely not the greatest, but I definitely like the multiplayer. You know,
Yeah, it's good stuff.
See,
all new
Oscar's one of the. He is the epitome of a bro gamer.
Which
and
there's
that's-
nothing
that's
wrong with.
Nothing wrong with that. He picks up
Except
one or
every
two
other
games
week
a
you're not
year.
here.
And he'll play those games for at least a year. You know, and again, we're not knocking you for that.
Here you only get
Jason's
60 of your hard-earned dollars to this
we're-
goddamn industry.
We're pointing out that we cater to all types of gaming fans.
Plus Oscar's our friend and security guard, so.
Future security guard. I'm sorry.
I'm just tuning up my skills so when I need to get tuned. You know,
He's just started asking for money to call. Keep calling him security guard.
How about yourself, good sir?
yeah.
I really didn't play a lot of anything.
You've been doing a lot of work this week.
Yeah. I
With
had
the website and whatnot.
website work, game of the year. I think I did maybe about 30 minutes of
Damn it.
Pokemon, and
Not
all I
the
did
lowest.
was Wonder Trade. And if you don't know what Wonder Trade is, really quick, Wonder Trade is you take a Pokemon of your choice, and you trade it randomly to another person without knowing what you're going to get back.
What'd you get?
I kept doing it every time. It's very addictive until you get a Pokemon that
That you like.
haven't had. You just keep
That's
trading
kinda
and trading
cool.
and trading and trading. So in 30 minutes, I probably did like maybe 40 trades.
Dang.
It was just like, oh, no, I got that one. Nope, don't like that one. Oh, no.
Let me trade that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And-
Because then you don't have to deal with, they don't want your Pokemon, so you
They do have where you can, almost like an eBay or a Craigslist, where you can list a Pokemon and say what you want in return for it to get. But I mean, like, I have a bunch of random Pokemon that I kept on my way up that I don't care about. So I was just like, send it out. And then supposedly there's Pokewalker points or something that unlock other things. It's when you get Pokemon from other countries, like Japan. All of a sudden, it's a Charmander and it's all Japanese symbols and stuff, or France, and all those you gain points.
Come to the baguette.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like wee. Some cheese and wine.
Yeah.
Have a flamethrower.
La flame. But I think that's all I really did. I got in like another few minutes on Zelda. I'm still on the turtle dungeon because it's a pain in the ass.
The turtle dungeon.
Yeah, you have to free
Teenage
those
Mutant
turtle
Ninja
rock.
Turtles. They come
Turtle
out
Rock.
from the
Turtle
sewer.
rock, yeah.
I'm like
And,
trying to think. I'm like, where the fuck are turtles?
You have to feed them
Yeah.
pizza. To calm
It's
them back
kind
to
of a pain in
sleep.
the ass. I've got the big key for the boss door. I just can't figure out how to get up to the 3rd level to get it. And yes, I've used ZeldaDungeon.net's walkthrough a couple times to help me
It helps.
move along.
It helps when you get stuck.
If you keep cheese, it'll keep Master. Fuck. God,
You had something better
I had
than
something. No, I was going with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the whole time.
You know-
I
you
forgot
know-
the guy's name.
Since I didn't play a lot of games, though, you know what I'm excited for? Well, first off, Oscar and I watched a documentary on bronies. That's why he made the brony joke.
Terrible.
But what I'm excited for is tomorrow night in prime time is the return of the Powerpuff Girls. It's coming back.
Oh God.
You like that show?
It's Powerpuff Girls. They're superheroes.
I never tried it. I don't know. I just figured it was a little
Listen,
girl.
Splinter.
Tara
Yeah, right,
Strong
right.
does the
Red
voice of
Splinter?
Bubbles.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Tara Strong does
The
the
rat,
voice
right?
of Harley
Yeah.
Quinn.
Yeah, what the hell?
Tara Strong does a
remember
bunch
that.
of different...
No, it came on mind blank.
Shut up for a second. I'm talking
Somebody
about a
else.
hot chick.
It's like,
Tara Strong. Is she not hot?
I don't know who she
Is
is.
this the chick from the Bronies
Yeah.
documentary?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty cute.
Phenomenal. And she's the voice of Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn.
As for myself, I played a bunch this week. A lot of stuff I've been,
Or...
a lot of stuff I've been playing for a while. Some new stuff. I picked up a few games from that 14 for 14 sale that's going on PSN right now. You got a couple days left. It's fucking ridiculous.
That was my one thing I did buy this week too.
I picked up this game on Vita that the names escapes me right now. It's from Pixel Junk. It's a tower defense game.
It's just pinch. I actually bought
real
that's the one
fun.
I bought. It's Pixel Junk
Monsters or
Ultra
something.
HD or something like that. Yeah.
And I picked up Velocity Ultra, which was only like $2, which is fucking awesome. It's one of the best games on the Vita. I'm blown away by how good it is. What else did I play? Did a little bit of Mario with Cats and a lot of games I've been playing the last few weeks. Got a lot further in Call of Duty Ghosts.
Core.
Tons of Battlefield 4 on multiplayer.
Core.
That was actually my most played game this week. Put hundreds of hours in it.
There's not that many hours in a week.
I know. I played it for like 5 hours, dude.
Whore.
That game's actually really good. I haven't had any problems with the multiplayer, but
I did.
then again, this is 3 months later, so I don't know. Maybe they fixed it, but I haven't run into one issue.
I was still in problems in end of December.
I just took it out of the
Mid-December,
I just took it out of the cellophane like last
Yeah, I
week,
know.
so I don't know, but it's good now.
They've had a lot of patches come out lately.
It's good now. So yeah, that's about it. Not too much crazy newness.
Nudiness?
Nudist.
Nudist colonies.
Newness.
Nude beaches.
Nude.
Nude color.
Nude.
Dude.
Nude.
Dirty, sexy, news,
News!
News!
Whores!
Still hers. HBO Go is coming to PS3 and PS4. You still need a subscription.
Well, of course, good sir.
Well, they wanted to roll that out where it was going to be standalone for. Oh man, when was the first time that got reported?
Well, yeah,
Months.
HBO said that they're still planning on doing that. But I mean, I don't think they have the formula right, and they were kind of waiting for somebody else to make the jump to kind of do that. And I think that's part of.
Lead the charge, HBO.
Well, no, actually, HBO's not leading the charge. It's WWE,
WWE.
that's leading the charge. I mean, they won so many awards from CES for just that announcement. If you don't know what we're talking about, WWE is launching their network next month. For $10 a month, you get streaming access to the entire back catalog of every pay-per-view, original content, pre and post shows for every show that they have, and you get the pay-per-views, all 12 pay-per-views.
Totally worth it.
Yeah. So I think HBO wasn't sure on what format they wanted to do, and since they are so heavily tied in with the cable companies, they don't want to make that jump necessarily right away. They want to see somebody else do it and see how it works for them first.
Yeah, that's
Makes
the
sense.
problem.
Backlash.
You're gonna piss off all the cable companies.
DirecTV is pissed off at WWE about it. Like, oh, we may not carry your pay-per-views anymore.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Anyone who really cares will probably get the network because it's going to be supported
Exactly.
on multiple
Exactly.
devices. So,
Yeah, it's a good idea.
suck at cable companies, mostly you, Comcast.
I can't
And-
wait for it to all go like this.
HBO Go was supposed to be on Xbox One, like at launch. It was one of the launch apps listed. It's not there.
It's only on
Yeah.
360 right now.
Yeah, only like half
It's
of
so-
that ended up on a console.
It's kind of lame because I use my Xbox One a lot, but the 360 is still like my media streaming device, which is what the Xbox One was called for. All that works is Netflix on it, and it's shitty at that.
I was going to say, the Netflix on Xbox One,
It's worse.
yeah, I mean, you were watching Archer here on it, and it wasn't because of my network. It was just the quality that the Xbox One was.
I don't know. It's
ran.
weird, and I turn on my 360s on every day still because I'm watching Netflix and HBO Go and shit like that because it's all it's available on. This super media stream house that the Xbox One is not.
You're
Not
living in the
yet.
past.
Not yet, at least. I mean, we can say that.
You're all living in the past. Obviously, the Xbox One is already the future of streaming, and you guys just don't see it.
We just don't get it.
You just don't get it, guys.
Well,
We're not on Xbox level.
speaking of it, I'm not going to try to focus on WWE Network too much. It's launching on PS3, PS4, 360
Not Xbox One.
this summer. Coming to Xbox One
Yeah, bullshit.
this summer.
Twitch, huh?
Yeah.
So you might actually turn on your PS3, huh?
No, I have my 360.
Oh, that's right.
Why would I watch it on an inferior device?
With more power and RAM.
What is that going to have to do with a streaming service?
No, it's gonna be better.
No, it's not. I mean, if I want to watch it on the best streaming service,
Lies,
right there,
and falsities.
right there, via HDMI right in.
I just can't wait. I'm gonna piggyback off his on my PS3 since
You think
it's
so?
isn't.
You think so?
Piggyback and jump on that back.
It's gonna
Take it, Fred. Take it.
I don't think I'm going to give anybody my WWE Network account.
except for Tony,
Nope, I'm going to charge you
because Tony's awesome.
$2 a month.
Well, that's pretty deal. I
Awesome.
was gonna say
That's
$8
actually
a
pretty
month.
good deal. I probably would take that up because
Yeah.
I
Bring him
wouldn't do
a
$10 a
Coke
month
every-
because it'd just be when there's nothing to watch, you
Yeah.
know.
But for $2, you're all in.
Yeah,
A 2
it
liter
helps you
Coke
out. You're
once a
only paying
month.
$8 a month.
Exactly.
Just bring a case of Coke every
Yeah.
once a month.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
actually even more than $2.
I was trying to help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's away for the sale, but I couldn't get it this month. It didn't go on sale. I'm sorry.
I'll just bring you 2 next month.
Change my password, damn it. No.
I'll go. I need my fix.
More sexy news. Tetris is coming to the next gen as well, and that is sometime this upcoming year. I don't know. 30 years.
I don't want to do any more because we might get sued.
You might.
It's It's definitely good news. I mean, I think they'd have to either go back to the original and just have it as a buck or two, or they'd have to like revamp the whole game
Yeah,
because I can't see them charge like
more than $10.
the 3DS does this. Like I wanted to pick up Tetris, you know, if it was like a
Yeah.
couple dollars. It's like $15 on 3DS.
But see, that-
it's like
that's
it's
not-
just Tetris.
That's not just Tetris that's on the 3DS. That's like Tetris Evolved. It's not just the basic Tetris.
That's a lot of money
I
for
agree.
Tetris is
Yeah.
free on every handheld. It has to be like $1 or 2.
Well, not anymore. It's not. I mean, we have smartphones. You don't get nothing for free on smartphones.
You're on iOS. You guys don't get anything. Free.
Yeah.
Did you?
Android.
Android's got it.
Everything's
Boom!
free on Android.
Well,
You don't have to pay for anything
I don't have to pay for anything either.
except for Tetris. On
Except for Tetris.
I'm gonna download it right now. Watch.
Comes in with an Android next week. Hey, guys.
Look at that! I got free Tetris
Free
too.
Tetris.
Mine's
you
got a
know.
broken phone. Just make sure it's clear.
More news.
My next news story will make Jason angry. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare has been delayed
Yep, by a week.
by a week.
I don't care.
I just thought it was ridiculous. that
This
they delayed
is
a week.
probably the next game I'm buying. I'm buying it. I don't know if it or Thief comes out first because those are the two next games I'm buying. They're both February.
Yeah.
And now that
I think they're about
one,
the same time now.
one got delayed a week, I don't know what's coming first. But I got more than enough to hold me over the next 5 weeks or
It
so.
is not the next game that I'm buying.
Well, you're getting Tomb Raider,
Tomb
right?
Raider.
Isn't that in a week or two?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even have pre-ordered yet.
You don't need a pre-order.
Yeah.
We'll have many a copy.
Yeah.
Many a cat.
But yeah, I mean, it's a week. It's not a big deal. It's not like it's not like the delay that Gears 3 had, where it went from April until September.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I can wait an extra week. It's just a little bit more time for me to clean up what I'm playing now.
Which is already a ton of shit.
You know.
Yes. More news! The co-founder left the company this week. Didn't really have a reason behind it, clearly stated. The other CEO of the company did admit, I don't know, earlier this summer, if you were reading, or earlier last summer, saying that the Ouya was a bit of a...
It's still free on Android. I care not, good sir.
Bit of a... had some mistakes,
This was free.
and, you know...
Tetra Blitz.
You know, no one cares about Ouya.
It's
No.
like a knockoff.
Fuck this news story. We're moving on. News!
It's like, so fuck this!
Just cut out. All right. RBI Baseball is coming back. You're probably wondering what the fuck's RBI Baseball.
RBI Baseball is the greatest game from the Sega Genesis era.
95 was the last time I think they released one. It was the first baseball game to ever have an MLB license, though.
It had like this really terrible voiceover guy who used to be like, okay, like, because we're from Chicago, my favorite team's the Cubs. So I used to pick the Cubs and play a season with them. Fuck you, your White Sox are lame. And whoever they'd be
Years?
playing.
How many years?
Huh?
How many years?
How many years what?
Did you guys won?
Please, you guys won one title in the last 110 years,
Have
too.
you?
No.
Okay.
We're at like 114.
Yeah,
You got
continue.
us beat by 4 years.
Baseball!
So like you'll be sitting there playing a season or whatever, and say I was playing the White Sox, the guy would be like,
He'd lose.
"Welcome to Wrigley Field, where the Chicago Cubs play the Chicago White Sox," and it was really annoying, and that's how the entire voiceover would go. But it was actually a really good baseball game.
And you'd lose.
Yeah,
Oh my god, Tetris just gave me a tutorial.
How do you do this?
I don't get it.
My son doesn't know how to play Tetris. He ain't getting a tutorial. That shit's off.
Tutorials.
It was kind of like the precursor to Madden, I think, because Madden was very broken when it first came out, like 91 or 92.
It's been 25 years ago from this year.
I just remember the first ones. I don't remember because I think it was Madden, and then Madden 93 came out, and that was so 92 would be the first year. Because Madden 93 was because it was just called Madden, or maybe it was Madden and then Madden 94 was the first. I don't remember, but that was very like it was the same way because there was clearly like the voiceover was done, and they'd have like the cartridge would have to blend what it was trying to say out of pre-existing phrases,
Clips.
which is why you got that weird stuff. Like he
Yeah.
would say Chicago once, so it'd be
probably all I could
Chicago,
support.
and regardless if he was saying the White Sox or the Cubs, it'd have to stop and reload that word, which is why it came so fragmented and weird.
It's funny.
Oh.
But either way, after 18, 19 years out of the business, they're back, and you'll have baseball on Xbox. Whether it's good or not,
When are they talking about?
spring.
They're gonna get it out that quick?
Yep. They already
Oh,
confirmed
it's
it will
this-
be out this spring.
That's gonna be a bad game.
That's a little bit of a concern, yeah. Or maybe they just kept it, under
Maybe
wraps
it's been
'cause they
very
knew.
quiet.
Yeah, because, everyone knew 2K wasn't going back to baseball this year, so maybe. No MVP.
Very, very interesting.
Sorry. Last news story. SimCity, almost a year after launch, now has an offline mode. Coming sometime in the next update.
As a what?
Offline mode. Originally when it came out, it was online only, and there's no way that Maxis could possibly make the game offline. It will be now offline available next update.
Yeah, I know. It's just like how the Xbox One had no way that it could be played offline or disconnected from the internet, and there was just no way
There's
that
no
the
way.
console could run without the Kinect, and both of those were corrected in a week.
Yes.
Lying sacks of shit.
Well, they had the modders on SimCity, same thing. It was in a week saying, "Oh, we're playing offline. Some things don't work, but I jerry-rigged it." So there you go, offline mode.
Yeah.
News.
Nobody's gonna play it anymore.
Dave Letterman.
That was a very fast news segment.
There really wasn't that many good things this week, if you noticed.
Part 1's going to be short.
Was there anything else that noteworthy about this week? I really didn't see anything.
Besides the Nintendo fiasco.
Oh, with the stock? Yeah, I did miss that one. One last news story. Nintendo stock
I did.
went down
Do that.
30%.
Well, initially they were talking about making. I don't have the numbers in front of me. Like
We're going to do a
that-
fireside chat about this, actually.
Iwata was trying to make, I think, either 100 million or $1 billion. It was something very even like that total for Nintendo, and now they're projected to lose 300 million, and that number I'm sure of. I don't remember what the initial projections were. Then they had to drop the sales forecasts for the Wii U from a little over 9 million to 2.8 or 2.9 million.
Something like that, yeah.
And that's from March to March. And that's not very promising because from last time they came out and admitted anything was, I think, 6 or 7 months ago, and they said they were at 3.61. And the report from before that put them somewhere in the twos, which means in the first 6 months they sold 1 million, which means in the last 2 months or 6 months they sold less than 2 million, and that's including the holiday season. And the next 3 months, what they're projected to sell is less than 2 million. So, because I remember reading reports that they were having a good holiday. That's not a good holiday. They sold maybe
3DS probably did very good.
maybe no. The 3DS had downward projections as well. They were
Well,
supposed
just
to
for
sell
this last holiday. It
no,
was the
the,
best
the,
selling.
the year in 1 month. People are like,
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. It did
Yeah.
outsell all the consoles, but yeah.
well, the other thing is you had 2 dying consoles and 2
New ones
consoles
are
that have
hard to
only
find.
been out for 5 weeks that were hard to find for 4 of the weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the long run, though, I mean, the DS is what's keeping Nintendo.
Nintendo, yeah, if anything, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. I mean, Iwata said he's not stepping down. He said he's going to stay where he should be, which is I've been calling for his head for over a year now.
Put Reggie in charge.
No, get rid of Reggie too. He's retarded. These two are running the company into the
Out the
ground.
door.
Reggie's just handcuffed. That's all. You can't do anything
Nintendo
else.
of America is handcuffed. I don't
Exactly.
understand. That company is so ass backwards. Like they have to like I listen to a couple other casts of people who now work for Nintendo that were just big Nintendo nerds before, and they say how handcuffed they are. Like when anything wants to get done, Nintendo of America has to call in. It takes like 2 weeks to get a response because they have to translate it to Japanese, get the response, translate it back to English before they can do anything. Like they're so restrictive. It's such like an ass backward run company. I don't know. Like I don't know.
So that was a fireside chat topic. I didn't tell anybody because I totally forgot.
Don't worry, because I have your back, sir. I have a fireside chat.
There we go. Totally worked out, right? That's
Should we do
really
that
much to
now?
say.
When do we even do fireside chats?
Go for it now.
Right now? Okay. I wanted to do this last week, but we had quite a lot going on last week and the week before that, so it had to wait a little bit. This is kind of old news now, but I told Mark leave it out of the news on purpose just for this. And we had the PlayStation Now announcement over at the CES's
Yes.
Consumer Electronics Expo, I think. No,
Yes.
show. Fuck it. What it essentially is it's. Have you guys? Has anyone else heard of this?
Yes.
Yes. Everybody familiar? No.
Okay, just now.
Essentially, what it is
Who's PlayStation?
Sony's coming out with this streaming device, which is essentially what Gaikai is turning into. And if you guys don't recall, Sony acquired Gaikai in like 2012 for I think $380 million. And
Tell me what Gaikai is.
Gaikai was the smaller but better working version of OnLive. It had less issues, but it also didn't run as high of intense games as OnLive did. So that might have had something to do with it, or maybe it was just better built. I really don't know because I never subscribed to either one. But Sony acquired them, and nobody wasn't really sure what they were going to do with it up until now. There were a lot of speculation, a lot of hints that this was how they were going to incorporate backwards compatibility into the PlayStation 4, since the PlayStation 4 is missing it. And Sony came out and verified that's pretty much exactly what they're doing. They're going to be bringing PS1, PS2, and PS3 games streamable to the PS4, and the Vita, and not only those two, but you can also do it off Sony Smart Bravia TVs, Sony tablets, Sony phones, and that's just to start off with. It'll eventually come to probably iOS and
I believe I heard iOS and Android both mentioned.
well, Sony
in
is Android.
that. Yeah.
They're Sony's already like this with Android.
Yeah, but I mean, like they've already without having to have a
Like this.
Sony
Yeah,
device
yeah.
that you'll be able to access it on Android, and you'd be stupid to leave Apple out of it.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what Sony TVs they end up.
It's going to be the
on.
brand new Bravias with the actual couple gigs of RAM and whatnot.
That's what I mean, because like they're newer ones that I've actually seen the new TVs that already came back. So yeah, I know they're badass. as hell. Anyway,
LED. Woo!
it is a
I put on porn and rub my penis on it.
UOLED. UOLED.
Whatever, I was
Yeah,
close.
That's Samsung's new one. Anyway,
I
no.
was one letter off, and all I had to do was cut the top off my letter, and I would have been fine.
Yeah.
I said OLED.
Either way, if it ends up being the new 4Ks, those are the only ones that are really supporting like probably quad core eventually, and like
2.47 hertz.
I don't
Yeah.
think you're going to need that much processing power in
most
the
of
TV.
them. Most
It's
of
all
them have
gonna
dual
be-
cores right now.
It's
so.
all going to be server side. It's just going to be streaming. Like
Yeah.
when you stream Netflix, any TV, any smart
This is
TV
true.
can do that.
That was the
That's
point.
all
of
you're going to be
the
streaming.
OnLive and now.
So the point, because I think this is genius, and I want to get to that in a little bit. But essentially, what this is doing is Sony's the only one future thinking right now, in my opinion. They're the ones that are incorporating that, like, dedicated hardware might not always be the way of the future. They're
Yeah.
prepping, because this is what I've seen coming for a while. I've been saying this since I think we started the show. I think the PS5 and the Xbox One successors won't even be consoles, like how you think. I thought it'd be like a streaming device, something similar to the Vita TV, but a little bit better, where you get a controller and a streaming device. I don't even think you need that anymore. It sounds like they're just going to do it all from their end and stream you the signal. There are concerns about lag and whatnot, but I'm sure they'll get that all sorted out. And it's actually supposed to release later this year. The beta's actually coming
Beta,
out.
I am signed up for beta.
I'm signed up for the beta too. I don't know if I'm going to get in.
Yeah.
Ooh, beta.
Ooh, you gave your email. Woo!
And your gamer tag.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did ask for that. Yeah.
All right, so real quick, what do you guys think about this off the top? Initial thoughts, if you will.
It's good. Mark?
It actually gives me serious consideration of once my amazing Sharp TV dies out. I was between Samsung and Sony already. I might, just for the hell of it, to try it out one of these days. Maybe I'll get a Sony instead. We'll see. I mean,
Sony makes awesome TVs, dude.
no, I know.
Real
It's
quick,
also an extra $100 for
I,
the name.
I also forgot this before we hopped in the initial thoughts. Excuse me. There's no price given yet, but it is verified that it will be a subscription type service, so something similar to probably Netflix. There's also no verification of whether or not it's included in your PlayStation Plus subscription. I severely doubt it, because I don't think they'd be doing all this extra work just to give you more shit for free, because they'd lose so much money.
I thought they said something about like the a la carte menu of it too.
No, yeah, for sure. You don't have to subscribe. You can pick individual games to rent or
There you
buy,
go. Okay.
or you can be part of their subscription service.
cool.
What I think would be cool is if they offered some kind of discount if you're already, like, say they
Yeah.
were thinking of doing $15 a month, but you can get it for $10 a month if you are a PlayStation Plus
That
subscriber.
or
buy a
they
year.
up the PlayStation Plus
Like
to another
$80
bracket.
a year, like
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus Gold,
Yeah, or
Platinum.
It would probably called PlayStation Plus Platinum,
and then
which has been a rumor for a while that they were going to do something like that, a upgraded version of the.
yeah, and then maybe for another $20 or $30 a year, you can have access to this, which I think would be really cool. But this is all speculation at this point. There's zero confirmed except for it's a subscription type service, or you can go a la carte.
Oh, a la carte your face.
Your face. So now, what do we think, sirs?
It's good, Mark.
You don't care?
I mean, honestly, this is what I've been kind of talking about for a while, where people were in an uproar when Sony, or I'm sorry, when Microsoft was talking about digital and everything. It's what's coming. There's not going to be any more physical media anymore. You're going to have your people that are going to hold out and everything, but the big point is that even if they do Netflix where it's only available for, let's say, a month, right? And then they cycle out the content unless you purchase it. It's going to be at a discounted rate as opposed to going out and spending $60 for a game. Now, granted, we're not talking about the brand new games, but look at the plethora of the back library. It's kind of the same way that I keep banging the drum about Nintendo not releasing their back catalog. Well, this is Sony doing exactly that, releasing their back catalog outside of a dedicated gaming device. So it is even if it's something that I try just once, it's amazing and it's smart, and I just hope with Sony having the lag issues, the internet connectivity that they've had in the past, that they're able to rectify that in
Like the way
time
the Vita
to
and
make
the
this a
PS4
really
works
good
right now.
experience. I'm holding out and hoping that they do. I know there's a lot of people, like you said, speculating about server side issues and everything and hosting it, and it also depends on your internet connection and whatnot. But coming from a major metropolitan area, if it's good on their end, then I'll be fine.
Sony came out and said that it's recommended you have 5 megabits per second of download to make this work.
Almost got 40 here.
I have 60 at my house, so I'm not worried at all. This will work for me.
Yeah, I mean, at the low, and you've seen mine. I have 60 also, but it tends to fluctuate depending on what mobile devices are connected. And I live in an older building that have thicker brick walls, so
You're not going to drop to 5 though.
in the living room, the lowest it hits is 11, which still is fine for downloading or streaming.
Well, the other thing is we don't know exactly how this is going to work. I know me and Brian were talking about this a little. And he told me it was we were arguing about this. He told me it was impossible, but I was saying there might be some way we don't know yet to download the game in advance that you're borrowing, and it'll like have some kind of
Like a
lockout
catch,
key, like a lockout key. There's also the possibility of just pre-buffering. So you're playing the single port player story, and you just like it gives you the option, like, hey, do you want to preload a little? So it'll keep loading while you're playing the first level. Give us 10 minutes, and it can buffer.
And
you go to the
I don't
washroom,
see-
grab
I
a drink, come back, and half the game's already loaded where there's no...
I don't see why your theory wouldn't work, because technically right now you can go on to Xbox, Apple TV, whatever, your phone, whatever device you choose, and you can rent a movie, right? Now, normally you go, well, that's streaming. No, there's an option to download it to your device for that limited time, and then it becomes...
Locks you out again.
It locks you out.
And this might not work for even PS3 games. Like, this might be something that's PS1 and PS2 only and will come sometime in the future with PS3. I don't think it's going to be that hard to stream a lag-free PS1 game. I just don't see it.
With this, and I know I keep going back to it, but with this and the WWE Network, it's like, I don't need anything.
I know, right?
It's like, I'm set. I don't need anything anymore.
Like, I'm not trying to compare Sony and PlayStation, but a lot of people are like, oh, so Nintendo's got... Not Sony, PlayStation. Sony and Nintendo. People like go on and on, like, so Nintendo's got so much more of a history, and they do, but when you break it down, it's...
What have they done for me lately?
It's 9 years. Like, Nintendo started in, like, 86 or whatever. Like, really hitting the market over here. Even later than that, if you, like, when it really started taking off. Sony came out in 95.
Yeah.
It's 8-9 years.
Yeah, and I just think that
Sony has a lot of sick games
they do,
from back in the day.
but a lot of those though are going to be a lot harder to play. And what I mean is that original, what era did we call the PS1? Is that
A weird, I think it was
just,
like,
you
yeah.
don't have a term for it, like 16-bit era,
Yeah.
64-bit era, I don't know.
I think it was the second big.
It's gonna be. I've gone back and
It's hard.
I've got a lot of PS1 games that I throw into my PS3 because that's the only thing that mine will play. It's not backwards compatible, but it'll play the PS1 games. It's hard. It's really hard. So I mean, that's purely fan service that they're doing that for. That's not. There's like nobody is gonna buy a PS1 game.
Yeah, there'd be some, but not a...
Very small margin.
That's not true.
No, I'm saying comparative to if you had the option just to stream it and play it for a month or purchase it, you're probably just going to... You are more of a hardcore fan.
There's a lot of people like... Yeah, dude, I look at the sales charts month in and month out. Like
For PS1 games?
Final Fantasy VII outsells most of...
You're going to pick Final Fantasy VII?
There's
the
the top 10 games, there's 3 PS1 classics.
What
in
are
there.
they?
It's Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VI, and
Final 7. Final
no, it's not another Final Fantasy. It's something else, like Crisis Core or
It's just a Final Fantasy.
no, not Crisis. One of the other RPGs. I don't know, whatever the
Okay.
fuck it is, but.
Chrono Trigger.
Okay, well, those I understand.
Chrono Trigger, maybe.
But
That's
you're
it.
not gonna
Could be.
you're not gonna go back and play Twisted Metal and Crash Bandicoot. And,
Well, the other thing this is supposed to bring in is trophy support for everything. So now you can grab trophies on PS1 Classics, PS2 Classics, and PS3 streaming. And it's going to bring multiplayer to everything. So games that servers have closed on will now have multiplayer. And you can go back, and PS1 games don't have it, but PS2 games do. And all
So
those
now.
servers are long since done.
yeah,
And now all of those are reopened to multiplayer.
yeah.
And there's the possibility that brings stuff back like MAG. That because
It'll be Tony running around in an empty mat.
Fucksticks, no, a lot of people still play
Fuck
that game.
sticks.
Because I can't think of their name right now. When they closed
Zipper?
them, Zipper Interactive, yeah, they got closed down, and they don't want to keep supporting servers. This could be reopened through fan stuff.
Let me kick it over because I mean we're the video game guys. From the perspective of somebody who again doesn't necessarily on the now and got your finger on the pulse and everything. How did hearing this probably for the first time? What do you
Definitely
think?
heard it for the first time, right?
Well, I mean, how wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, what initially got me to the point of even playing now would be those games back in the day. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, Driver. You know, that's why I like Grand Theft Auto now. You know what I mean? It's like games like that, you know, that got me into even games that I play now.
Now
So, that'd be
I know
cool.
I know we are jumping ahead just a little bit. We know that the Sony PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 library are going to be on there. We don't know about third-party support just yet, correct?
We do that, but I'm assuming they'll be there.
I mean, yeah, it's a safe
Like
bet.
the
but, you know.
PlayStation Store is ridiculous. Like they have like 600 or 700 PS1
No, I
games.
get,
They
I
got-
get that. I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, maybe a more obscure or harder title to find may not be there.
There's probably gonna be licensing issues. It's like a lot of
You might not be able to get NBA Jam because Acclaim's gone.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
They have a really hard time bringing like Gran Turismo 1 and 2 even to the PlayStation Store. They haven't done it yet because
Because of the licensing. Yeah.
and they're not going to repay for it to pay for a $4 game on the fucking.
But that's, I mean, I just wanted to kind of, you know,
The other thing is this.
obviously Konami will be there.
This is all hype and hopeful for the future. Like, even if this thing runs like dog shit for a year or two, I'm gonna be so happy that it's out because you know they're gonna fix it and it's gonna have a lot of growing pains when
Yeah.
it first comes out. The thing's gonna. I expect it to run poorly.
This would have been a perfect opportunity to announce the Vita TV for
I
North
thought
America.
I really thought they were gonna do that at CES.
That would have been a brilliant move to announce that. Like, hey, you know, we've got PlayStation Now coming out this fall, and we've got a device right here pre-built for it. You know.
One of the things we haven't mentioned yet is the fact that anyone with a Sony TV or device or anything around those lines, all they need to do is pick up a DualShock 3 or 4, which is, again, getting it into people's homes, and they're paying, I mean, hell, you can probably pick up a controlled line $20-$30, and you have a console, essentially, in your TV, device, anything else, and they're console quality.
The other thing is because so early, like right now, they're losing money on the PS4 because it costs them more to make than they
Yeah.
sell it for. It's how consoles are when they first launch. This eliminates that. There's no console research. There's no research costs. There's no initial loss. There's no recouping your money. Like right now, they're finally making money on PS3 and Xbox 360
Yeah.
after they've toned
It
down
takes
how
a few
much.
years,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like that initial like $1 billion investment is gone. There's no need to worry anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
No, I mean, yeah, you would
this to me is so
Now,
brilliant.
what do you think? And I mean, obviously, over the long term, if this takes off and people subscribe to it in the long term, it would make more money than a console. But what type of upfront do you think that they're going to take on a hit by, let's say, theoretically, somebody not going out and buying a PS4 and subscribing to this instead? You know, it's kind of the same question that people are asking about the WWE Network is because they're going to be taking a loss off of the biggest pay-per-view of the year, which is WrestleMania,
Yeah.
by offering it free on
Yeah, essentially
WWE
it
Network.
is when you...
So, I mean, obviously, it's gonna. I guess my point is obviously it'll take away a little bit, it'll impact the hardware, the console sales. Do you think that that's going to hurt them in the short term?
No. The first year, yeah, because it's going to cost a lot to get everything up and running, and it's going to cost. But they've been doing this a lot already. I think it'll work out well. It depends on what they charge. Like, that's the problem. Like, I could see myself spending up to maybe $15 a month for this. But I'm probably
$24.99.
I'm probably rare. That's what I'm worried about. Is some like. This
Obscene.
looks really good, but for $25 a month, like that's far too much money. And when you really break it down, like didn't OnLive cost like $17.99 or something a month?
I don't know.
OnLive was a la carte, but I think it did have some subscription plan. I don't remember what it was.
Is
I
that
want to
still
say
alive?
OnLive?
no, that went under.
Online's
OnLive?
dead, right?
Yeah, online went. It died a year
Really?
and a half ago,
I
probably.
didn't know that shit. I thought they were still going.
No, they had a subscription, and I don't remember the price point on it at all, though.
No.
I think it was about $20 a month.
I would say it was definitely under $24.99. It was in a reasonable range, but it just never caught on.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, for it to really stick, I think they'd have to be around $10 a month.
Also,
Which I don't know if I don't know if that's like financially possible. Like that's not a lot of money to do a lot of work on their end and pay for a lot of employees, a lot of servers, a lot of infrastructure, a lot of just giving the trophy support. You have to have a team that goes over game by game, and even if they're dumb, even if it's like for a PS1 game, maybe you get like the equivalent of an Xbox title having 1,000 gamer score versus 200, where they only pop 3 or 4 trophies for beating every couple
Beat
levels
level
in the
1,
game.
beat level 2,
Yeah.
Yeah,
beat level
that
3. Yeah.
still takes a team of guys to go into the code and do that,
Yeah.
and they have to do that for literally thousands of
Well,
games.
now, didn't they say, wasn't this something we reported on a while ago, where now they actually have a program that when the event triggers in the game, they don't have to go in and rewrite the code for the trophy. It's when something happens in the game, it like registers it and it pops the trophy.
That's what I think Gaikai is going to do. So maybe it won't be as much. I still think it's an awful lot of work, and people, I was reading comments and sections, and people are like, "Oh, if this is more than $5 a month, fuck Sony." And it's like,
5? Really?
people on the internet are vicious, dude. Like like I don't think people understand how much this is going to cost Sony to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do it for free. They're a company. They want to make money doing this.
I mean, I'd be, especially since it doesn't have like PS4 titles, at least not
It
yet.
will. It will.
At least not yet. I'd be comfortable at about the $10 price range. I don't think I'd pay much more than that for a back catalog that eventually I could technically, even if it's years from now, emulate down the line. You know.
Yeah, that's half the
See,
problem.
that's
is
your guys'
like-
fault, man. You guys turned me on all.
Yeah, that's half the problem too. Is it's like, I mean, you can't be charging like $15 for a PS1 game that's sitting in a bargain bin for 99 cents. Yeah, you're getting the trophy support and online capabilities and all that
But
stuff.
it's about, at the base of it, it's about playing the game. So it's
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. So I mean, it's like it's interesting. They're gonna have to find that sweet spot where I honestly think the best thing to do would be like $10 a month, and maybe some kind of like $8 a month if you're PS Plus member, or like we were saying, make a second tier for PlayStation Plus
or
that gets you everything for like
What
$80 a year.
they could also do, and I'm sorry that I keep referencing it, but since it's such a new concept, is the WWE Network is $10 a month with a 6-month commitment. So you're locked in for $60 that you only pay $10 a month. They could theoretically do something like that. Like, all right, well, you're gonna get it for $10.
15 a month
15
or
a
10 a month if you sign up.
Do it
Yeah.
for a
Yeah,
year,
if you
6
do,
months.
yeah, you do it for buy it for the year
Yeah.
kind of deal.
It's interesting. I'm really excited about this. Like, I'm sure it's going to have oodles of problems.
Oh yeah, it's barely gonna function.
I
at launch.
guarantee it. But the fact that they're so ahead of the game right now, like I'm blown away with what Sony's been doing lately. They just fucking get it nowadays. Like they were so ass backwards with everything for so long, and it was really hard to be a PlayStation fan for a long time. And
Thank you guys that brought down the network.
They just fucking hitting it.
I know
every
you still
cylinder.
think it's before that, but that was the triggering effect, in my opinion.
They just get it, man. They're
that was
doing
the event horizon
they're
that
doing-
caused it.
Yeah.
everything for the fans right now. It's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah,
love
I
it.
downloaded Bioshock.
Not gonna play it. I know.
You're not gonna play it.
I don't know why.
You're not gonna play it.
Why don't you take advantage,
Best game,
dude?
best multi-platform
Because
game
I
of the
can
year,
play it whenever I want.
which is never,
Yeah,
which is when I'm dead.
but it's there. Or I could waste 5 hours of my life and just watch somebody play it on the internet.
Yeah, they're interesting. Hell yeah, it's like watching a fucking movie.
The fucking sand, desert.
Fucking desert.
Fucking
God damn it. Everyone complained about that shit.
We go with the fireside chat.
Yeah, I'm okay. Unless anybody wanted to try anything in, I'm stoked.
Again, only thing I can really think of is going back to the TVs, because Sony is, I don't know, a third or fourth place company when it comes to TVs in terms of sales anymore. They have the nicest ones, and it's because that no one really buys them because they.
Everybody's getting Sammy or something cheap.
Samsung is the number one TV.
They are amazing.
Sony has an extra $100 on their TV sometimes. It just seems because of the name. And I think they need more of a reason to sell their TV, which also helps them out with this.
There's one other little news snippet that kind of came out in the last, might have been 2 weeks ago, might have been this week, I don't remember. There was some financial report that came out that said Sony has like a 78 or 79% chance of going bankrupt in the next 2 years.
Seriously?
Nintendo has like a 30% chance of going bankrupt in the next 2 years, and Microsoft has a 0.1% chance of going bankrupt.
Good job, Microsoft. You
in the
won,
next 2
apparently.
years.
I wonder what Apple's got.
Probably 0.1 like Microsoft is. Like, there's just no way in fuck that either one.
Oh, we're going to sell off everything.
They'll buy Sony.
Yeah, all right.
So then there was some speculation that, like, because people don't really understand bankruptcy law, because I was reading all the comments on that, because that's what I screw around and do, that people were saying that, oh, like, what if they were to buy Sony, and what if they were to buy Sony? Is Sony's not for sale. Even if they do go bankrupt,
They're still
split.
It hurts their credibility. They won't be able to take on big loans, and they'll probably get a bailout from the Japanese government, and they won't go for sale. This happened several years ago with the automotive industry with Ford and GM, and they're still Ford and GM. They just got in some financial turmoil.
GM made out on that fucking deal.
Yeah. They're both doing a lot better now. The government bailouts helped them out significantly. And
GM made more money with violent bankruptcy.
because you clear all your debt. People don't get that. They think bankruptcy means the company just dissipates overnight.
No.
20,000 employees are out of work and they just stop making TVs the next day. It's not how bankruptcy works. But this may or may not happen. I'm not sure, but it's not going to affect anything. And if it does, and they decide to sell off divisions, PlayStation's the most profitable division at Sony. So that's the one they would not sell. They'd probably sell cameras or cell phones or something that's losing them money, or televisions that's just losing them money hand over fist every month.
No one would buy their cameras. Why the hell would you?
Nobody buys their anything.
You got Canon and Nikon. They rule the world.
Didn't we buy
Well, now with cameras
We
and
bought a Sony
phones-
camera because they're ridiculously cheap. Yes.
Well, now with cameras on the phone, who really honestly buys a camera other than like the
Professional
DLRs?
Professionals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Other than DLRs, I mean, no one buys those little cameras anymore because cameras on phones are pretty good now.
But then there's all the hypotheticals that was coming out, like who would even buy them, and I thought that'd be interesting for us to touch on real quick.
Apple.
No way.
There's a few Korean companies
Apple
who probably
loves buying
have
other
that capital.
No, Apple and Sony don't get along.
They wouldn't have to get along.
I don't think a cell phone buyer would buy in, but if anything, it'd be Android.
Well, you got Apple and Sony get along really well because that's where Apple makes a lot of their money is off of Sony's music corporation and movies.
Yeah, but I don't know. Sony already runs everything Android. I don't know. I don't think either cell phone company would buy them. I was looking more into like.
Well,
I was thinking.
I mean, if we're talking
Who
about
is-
selling off divisions, then I could see Apple trying to jump in and maybe pick up some of the music division or the movie division.
That's the other divisions that make money. Sony Columbia makes a ton of money with the movie industry, and
Music industry's in the shitter, so.
Pirate Bay.
Pirate Bay would buy Sony.
What kind of money? I don't even know how they make money in that shit. I was
Bitcoins.
gonna say it's free 99 for everything.
Yeah. I don't know. You think either of the other big two would even have interest?
No, I think you would actually
Nintendo wouldn't know what to do with them.
take them apart online horror.
Let's ask people if they need a break after every 5 minutes of playing.
God of War 7, Mario Edition.
Cats.
Now with less murder.
No, honestly, I think you would
Whopping
get
Goombas.
people who would buy them are companies you probably have never heard of. I know there's a few Korean companies that just have
Yeah.
massive
I know, like
profits.
Koch Industries and shit like that.
I really think it'd be one of those companies to buy them up or buy up divisions of them. I don't think it would be any company you'd really know of.
Well, I don't think Nintendo has the money. Not even close to it. As profitable as they are, they're not on the same level as Sony. Sony's a ridiculously large company. Like we were just saying, they're in movies and music and cameras and televisions and all types of electronics. PlayStation's this little fingernail of what they fucking do. It's a Titan company.
Just buy a Titan.
But
Sony, buy a Titan.
Microsoft and Apple are probably two of the most American companies, and Google and Amazon.
Starbucks.
Would actually have the capital to just outright buy them, but I don't think any of them would have an interest in that because all of those companies can and do make anything that Sony makes that they already want to, aside from Amazon, which I don't see having any point in buying that because Amazon's so ridiculously wealthy. Like Apple,
Well, they could have their own
why
TVs.
why would Apple care about buying Sony tech? I don't know which phone's better, but I'm assuming Apple's makes a better phone than Sony. I never owned a Sony phone. I'm assuming they make a better tablet than Sony.
So
why-
Leif Erikson.
Interesting fact: the phone that I owned before I got my first iPhone was a Sony Ericsson Walkman phone.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
I remember
loved that
that.
fucking. I still have it. It's in the bedroom in the drawer. It's my backup phone.
Well, they got those Xperios that are supposed to be pretty good on Android. I have no idea because I stick with Samsung on them, but
Don't they have like a really good camera phone?
the Xperia Z1.
that what it
I think,
is?
The Sony? Yeah,
That's-
it's
yeah,
got
it's
20 megapixel camera.
Like the second best behind the Microsoft one at this point. Yeah.
But that's
Which
what I'm saying
wasn't
too.
my
And like
Microsoft phone.
Microsoft has that money too. I'm like assuming they don't want their tablet or phone tech.
As
Like,
far as like that, I don't see. Yeah, Microsoft.
Why-
if they were to like divvy up Sony theoretically, I
they
could see
might want to
Microsoft
incorporate
pick up
PlayStation,
PlayStation, I could see.
but that would be
or-
for the studio
Or
strength.
if Microsoft wanted to jump into the movie and music, they could do that, and then they would theoretically have the power to compete with Apple as far as a multimedia platform.
Yeah.
That,
Valve buys them.
But like with
You have
Microsoft,
no idea how
why,
much money
why would
Valve
they?
has.
Why would Microsoft care about Sony's television department?
No.
Why would Nintendo care about?
Yeah.
Like people were saying, like, oh, Nintendo should just buy them. Oh, I don't
no,
think they
those
care.
department. No, they would if it went the route where they just sold everything off, it wouldn't be one network anymore. You'd have Vizio or something buy Sony TVs or whatever.
We finally got them!
Those bastards are going down.
Vizio
just
finally
that
now
they-
a Sony
just
product.
so they have it. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to somebody else. Microsoft would buy Sony, the PlayStation brand, just so nobody else does.
Okay, because that's what I was getting at. Is why would they even need to? Because it's becoming clearer and clear that Nintendo just doesn't care. They're doing their own thing, and if by default Microsoft would win if Sony dissolved.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't even know if they need to acquire those studios because there's nobody sponsoring them to make anything else.
It would
Naughty
probably
Dog,
be- it would probably be-
Polyphony, they're all gone.
It would probably be the intellectual properties, and then you would have the studios. You'd have
That they could
hundreds
do.
of thousands of people that don't have jobs to go to anymore. They could then bring them in.
And we get our unified council.
I mean, as stupid as it sounds, and I'm going to hate to throw out the reference, but it is a comparable. It's like when World Championship Wrestling went out of business, legit.
Yeah, WWE
Went out-
picked them
back
up.
in 2001. When WWE found out that TNT wanted nothing to do with it, that they weren't going to be on the network anymore, on the station, so it had no TV, it had no sponsor, anything like that. It was just the wrestlers, the equipment, and the library. They ended up going from a $50 million deal to a $5 million deal. They paid $5 million for the WCW entire back catalog. So I would see something like that just to bring in the intellectual properties. Just be like, hey,
Fireside sale.
there's only the only place that you can now play God of War is exclusively on Microsoft, kind of deal. Even if it wasn't was it Santa Monica that makes God of War.
So Santa Monica.
Even if it wasn't, it would just be for the property purpose. The same way that Disney buys up Star Wars. It's not George Lucas anymore, but it's all the characters and everything that they're able to then turn around and generate in revenue.
And they start making all the money off the back sales.
Also, you were right a few weeks ago about San Diego is the MLB The Show developer.
I figured.
Fact checked.
BS checked by Mark. So what do you all think out there? Because I thought this was interesting as hell. Like, this is very fascinating. I can't wait. Hey, would you grab me a
Grab me shit.
root beer on the way back, sir?
Grab my junk.
I will grab your junk if you grab me a root beer, good sir.
This took a very dramatic turn.
I
For
care
worse.
not. I care not. As long as I get my root beer fix. So I'd love to hear what you fine folks think out there. Are we hopping into some social medias, good sir?
If you,
Grassy
Yeah,
ass good,
together.
sir. Grassy ass.
Well then, now that that's done, I guess it's time for...
Alright. Oh god. Is it time for
It's the only reason he wanted to come on the show.
Just the LG.
Well, good night, guys, everybody.
It's like,
You're
I'm
not
done.
keeping an eye out. You know?
Okay.
Future security.
I had a couple of questions here.
All right.
We're going to kick it off with Lysios.
The answer is yes.
That's right.
Like yes.
Lysios.
Yes.
Let me decide for some of this really quick. He said
He keeps weird hours.
he does. This was January 10th at 4:40 a.m.
No, because like I get off of work at the bar. Like I did it last night. I was screwing with him. This morning now. I get home and it's like fucking 5:50 in the morning, and I hop on. I got one friend on. I'm like, who the fuck's awake? And it's him. And I'm like, go to sleep.
He could say the same to you, sir.
Huh?
He could say the same to you.
Well, yeah, but I just got home from
His
work.
first question was, do any of us watch Thunderfoot or Game Theory?
I
Same
watched
game theory.
I watched Game Theory. Somebody turned me on to that from our audience. Somebody asked me to look at the Sonic vs. Mario thing. I forgot who it was.
Is there Andrew Dillon or Metro Android, if I'm not mistaken? I
Yeah.
don't remember which one.
And
Though.
then I
Stop BS fact checking. That's not your job.
Yeah, let Andrew
We
take
have
care of
somebody
it.
for that.
And so I started watching. I caught up on some of the episodes. I mean, he's a little fucking pretentious and like. It's not as factual as he pretends it is. It's cool what they do. It's a very interesting
I don't know
show.
what you're talking about.
I do.
It's this group of I think they're like 3 guys, and the guy who does the voice acting or the voiceover has the worst voice in the history of voices. I can't believe he's the person that they.
As bad as
let
Gilbert
talk.
Godfrey?
It's on that level. He's very annoying and squeaky voiced and
Yeah,
like.
Gilbert Godfrey.
But I mean, some it's interesting enough to tune in. Like I watch them, but like I'm sitting there as I'm watching them, like, that's kind of shady, or I don't really agree with that. And that's not how something that's like very the smartest show in gaming or whatever they call themselves.
You ask why I don't watch these shows on YouTube or listen to other podcasts.
It's
video
just
game
like-
podcasts because I don't agree with any of them.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking wrong. Off.
So I don't know. It's interesting enough to watch, but
Anybody know what the hell Thunderfoot is?
no.
No, I don't know that one.
No.
No.
He's like, no. Never even heard of Thunderfoot.
Yeah,
Alright.
no. Sorry.
Next part of Lysios' question, he asked if we had any thoughts on Nintendo losing the court case about the 3DS camera. Did we talk about that at all?
Yeah, that was.
They
weird.
lost it an awful long time ago. I think they were repealing it in the courts.
The
They stole the technology from Sony, like many people do, and Sony's stupid and fucking loses every patent ever.
Didn't Sony steal the DualShock?
The individual guy from
I think they did.
from who?
me
Yeah.
From Mark. I want my money. I want my money.
going back.
I don't
It
know.
was
They
like the
might-
one
I want some legacy
Rumble
sales
feature
out
in
of
the
that.
DualShock.
no, because before that, Dreamcast and Nintendo had it. It couldn't be out on multiple systems, and
It's
if
got
only
something to
one
do with
guy
the way
owns.
that the gyros spin inside of it or something. I don't remember.
It's been
Oh.
it's spun to the right, so that was
Uh-huh.
patented.
Yeah. It's like
Go this
Apple.
way,
Oh, we
instead
got
of this
rounded
way.
corners. We're suing you, Samsung.
Fuck you, Samsung. Please don't knock us out of the market. Please, please, just give us some of your money first, and then
We're sorry.
Please,
We're sorry.
shut up.
What did I tell you? You gotta stop with the Apple bashing when we're recording on Apple hardware. Just saying.
I know.
Yeah, it's like saying the bad word.
Because it makes it harder for me then, because then it's mad at me.
The ghost of
Okay.
Steve Jobs lives inside Jason's
It does,
computer when we
yeah.
talk bad about Macs.
And he's just sitting there like this.
Looking backwards.
It's his reflection in the iMac screen.
Oh shit.
Just watching.
This is one that I think I reported on
Yeah, we talked
last
about it a
week,
little
Dave, or the week before. I can't remember. It was $4.45 per sale
Yeah, and
for
then
now and any future 3DS
we
sale.
kind of speculated maybe
Ever.
that was the purpose of them releasing a 2DS.
So they can get around it. Yeah, I won't catch on as much. I don't think.
I love my 2DS.
Oh, I know you will, but I don't think it'll have better sales.
It's so comfortable in my hand. Like it felt really weird at 1st, but then you learn
I think
to hold it.
it will sell well, the 2DS. The 2DS
No, I'm saying it'll
is-
sell
is-
well. I just
it's-
don't think
it's
it'll-
way cheaper because what it's made for, I think, is people like Jason that don't want to spend $200 on an XL that wanted to hop in for 1 or 2 games. Why spend $200 to play 2 games? You could spend closer to $100 and play your same 2 games.
He's like 1 or 2 games. He's gonna find out when he goes into work one day and looks in the hold drawer that I've got 4 Pokemon games on hold.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, really?
Black 2,
Yo, there's a DS.
Platinum.
games. DS game.
Yeah, but okay, because the only one that's been
Heart
released
Gold?
on the 3. No, I don't want Heart Gold. I want Soul Silver.
Soul Silver.
I got Soul Silver.
Also a
Yeah.
DS game.
Okay, but that's because the only one they've released on 3DS so far is
Yeah, they didn't want to
X
support Black
and
2 originally by going all out, which makes sense. So they gave them some certain
just saying,
features, but
all
that was
4 of
about
them are on hold at the store for me.
They would have sent it out to die if they released Black on the 3DS. At the time, it had like 3 million in sales. Even if they sold one to every person.
it. Yeah, that's where they gave it a few cool
There's no
extra
install
features.
base.
It looked
The
a little
DS
bit
had like
better.
110
supposedly.
or 120
Yeah.
million at the time.
So then, let's see here. He asked, with the PS4, can you re-download all your stuff you've downloaded in the past, like on your PS3?
Yes, you can.
Yes,
But you cannot download your PS3 stuff
true.
other than media, correct? Like
True.
movies.
Yeah.
and stuff that you-
No, there's cross. Not every game, but there's cross.
Well, he was saying like movies and whatever else.
Yeah, those you can.
Yeah,
get.
those you can-
Some games you can, even off Vita
If they're
games.
cross-played.
Like I bought a game on the Vita and I got it for free on the PS4.
Yeah,
Escape
that's true.
Plan.
There's, I don't know,
certain
10
games.
or 20 games like that.
There's only like 30 games on the system, and 10 or
Right.
20 already do them. It's pretty good odds.
Pretty good odds. Pretty good odds.
But no, it's not every game. Just most.
Okay, and then he asked,
Slapped, Mark. Slapped.
don't worry, we got some questions coming up for you, Oscar.
Yes.
He asked if we heard about the government,
No.
the whole thing with the internet situation.
Oh, the net neutrality?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's some fishy business going on from the ISPs right now, the internet service providers,
What are you gonna guess?
Comcast, Time Warner, and the like. Virgin.
They tried to buy Time Warner this week.
Who did?
Oh man, I'll have to look it up. Someone tried to do it, and they're like, "Ha, no."
But essentially, what they're trying to do is they're all losing very badly. These are the cable companies. They're in a very outdated model that does not incorporate the future.
Terrible customer service.
And yeah, and essentially they're all pretty close to monopolies because even though they can't get called for being a monopoly, they kind of take over territories. Like Verizon even has this with Fios or Fios or however you pronounce it. Like you know,
With Fios.
like Comcast isn't the only provider,
Or
but,
Fido.
But in Nebraska,
I like Fido.
it very well may be the only provider, but they can't get called a monopoly because there are other options out there. They just not,
Just nowhere near as good.
or maybe not anybody readily available in your particular area. Even where I live, I only have 2 choices, and I live in Chicago. My particular spot only gets Comcast or AT&T. I can't get WoW, which is a smaller startup that's available in our area.
RCN, I think you can get.
I can't get
technically.
RCN in Niles.
No, yeah.
I can't even get Verizon because I was looking into them because their shit's faster, and that's all they offer. They wouldn't be like they offer more, but they wouldn't be pushing television on me because Verizon doesn't have television. They don't care. But they're not even available in my area either, and I live in a really populated area. But essentially, what they're trying to do is all the shit that we were talking about earlier with HBO trying to separate themselves, WWE separating themselves, and all these companies are looking into this because they're realizing if they can offer their consumers with $7 or $8 a month for just their channel, people will be a lot happier because most people have 150 channels and watch 5 of them. Instead of spending $100+ a month for all those channels, they'd rather spend $7 or $8 a month for the 4 or 5 channels that they want.
What's the DirecTV has that problem a lot? Like, 'cause, for instance, I used to watch like the Sportsman channel for fishing.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pay an extra $15 a month just for one channel. I mean, granted, I get the other channels to watch, but the only
watch
one I
them?
wanted
Yeah.
was just
Yeah,
the
you had to
fishing
buy
channel.
like the packet, like the sports
yeah,
package.
sports
or whatever.
package. I only wanted. I even asked, can I just buy the one channel?
They
They
won't
said,
let
no, it was the packet or nothing at all.
Yeah, that's the
You know what I
problem.
mean?
And the actual companies or the actual like entertainment makers are seeing that they can make way more money not doing these deals with Comcast because they got to pay so much money. Comcast is a middleman. They're negotiating from you, the consumer, to the actual makers of the product, and like they're eliminating that. They don't have to pay Comcast any fees. They could just charge you $7, $8 a month, which saves you money and makes them more money because they don't have to pay Comcast their cut.
AMC almost did this. They
They were gonna fight with all the satellite providers.
Yeah, they were going to leave, and that
That
was
happens a lot with a lot of providers. You even see like the channel will disappear and they'll have a message saying blah blah blah.
Because they're getting fights with them, and they're getting more and more ballsy because they don't need them anymore.
Well,
they
the
have the
receivers
internet.
and
Do you know how many people would do it for Walking Dead?
Yeah.
You have the
So
best watched show right now on TV. I mean,
So that's a little background. Essentially, what's happening though is they're all freaking out because they're trying to do this thing called net neutrality, which is going to essentially be. It's like right now, it's a big fuck you to Amazon, Apple, and Netflix are the three biggest people, and Google would get immediately affected by this. What this would mean is like Comcast, for example. We'll just use them and Netflix. It's the easiest to explain. Comcast can create their own streaming service, which they kind of already have, but it's really shitty, to compete with Netflix. And they can say that since they own the internet that they're providing to you, that they don't want you to be able to stream Netflix. Or if they can't get around it and completely block it off, they will slow your internet so dramatically that Netflix is basically unusable. It'll be usable where they didn't technically do anything wrong, but specifically for Netflix, you will not be able to get fast enough internet to be able to stream Netflix. And they're trying to do this because Netflix is one of the biggest reasons why this is all happening. People are seeing that they can cut the cord. They can get rid of cable because there's other options. You could go to iTunes and Google Play and shit like that and buy episodes for $1.99 or
You can
whatnot.
do the season passes, like I had to do last
And
year
you-
for Walking
and you
Dead
don't-
because I didn't have cable.
And you don't need the cable company anymore. So they're essentially trying to block everyone that isn't them. And this is causing a big uproar because it's not fair. You're just paying for internet, not what Comcast deems.
Wasn't it the same thing you were talking about with the HBO Go? It can be separate.
But they're going to piss off Comcast and stuff right now. That's why they're not doing the full leaving yet.
You know who
Most of their money comes... Like, HBO loses a ton of money. Like, Game of Thrones is one of the highest stolen shows,
Great show.
like, ever. Like, everyone steals that because there's not enough. But HBO has such big deals with Comcast and RCN. They pay them so much money that it doesn't matter, even if everyone stole it. They're bringing in that constant money from Comcast and RCN and all these companies just to make Game of Thrones where it doesn't matter. They don't give a fuck who's actually subscribing. So for them to leave that very cushiony spot that HBO's in right now, where they're just getting billions of dollars thrown at them
And
to make these
millions of
shows,
views.
they'd have to recorporate all those billions of dollars through those little $10 a month plans, which is not going to happen overnight. And HBO's not ready to do that. Why lose all that money that's guaranteed at something far more riskier?
Grandpa agrees.
Yeah. You know, the easy way around this is there's other providers out there. Yeah, they're not as strong. You know, like instead of going with Comcast and eventually,
Virgin.
yeah, or AT&T, you know, which you can package in with your phone and stuff. They offer TV, but they don't. You know, that's not where
It's
they
their
make their money.
satellite.
But you know who wins the internet for everyone? Google. They'll move quicker on moving Google Fiber into everywhere.
yep.
And then they won't restrict it, and everyone will switch to them, and it'll be great.
It's just them kicking and screaming and fighting over
Yeah, they won't win.
over something that I don't know, man. Like they're just is this.
I mean,
it's so-
technically, they have a right, being the providers, to, in some regards, from a business standpoint. The way that it sounds that it may end up going, though, is if you want to use Netflix or something like that, they're going to charge you a different tier.
which is exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Which like Comcast, like, oh, you want to watch Netflix? You have
You
to pay
buy
us.
the unlimited internet tier.
You have to pay us $10 more a month, and now it costs $20 a month for Netflix instead of $10.
Yeah, but if you cut cable out of the equation, then you're still ahead, technically.
I don't know. I think this is like. I think these companies are going about it the wrong way.
They
This
are.
this is a band-aid to solve a temporary problem. Instead of restructuring and making better deals with these content providers, not the guys who actually give you the service, not the service
The
providers.
content providers
content
that want to
providers.
break out on their own and provide the content directly to the people anyway.
Start making better deals with them. Start forming better relationships with the little guys out
Yeah.
there, and give better rates to your consumers. And then people won't be trying to torrent everything and steal everything. And like people want to pay for stuff sometimes. Like, I wouldn't mind providing money directly to the guys who make Game of Thrones.
Let's see this
The
way.
problem is I don't have internet, or I don't have cable, so I don't have any way to even get HBO. So I'm left with torrenting or torrenting.
Yeah.
I want to give money to HBO, but I'm not going to give $100 to Comcast, then an extra $15 a month to HBO
Yeah.
to watch one
Which
show.
HBO's probably not even getting that full 15. They're probably getting 5 cents.
And I'd rather just give them $10 a month and watch Game of
Yeah.
Thrones legit. I can still watch it for free. Pirate Bay's got them for free $99.
Free 99.
But you
Well, I
can't.
mean, it's a prime example of like, okay, yeah, I guess it kind of plays into the phone a little bit. Like you were saying, Android, a lot of stuff is free on Android. I prefer Apple because I prefer their platform. I don't have a problem with paying for products that I could theoretically get free somewhere else.
Yeah, but see, Apple's got big problems with this too. You replace Netflix with Apple, it's the same thing. Apple has their
Oh
streaming
no,
service.
but I'm just saying,
Comcast can fuck
I'm
your
saying
Apple.
I'm using them as an example
Yeah, yeah.
of how
It can
you know,
fuck
like,
your
I'm
Apple.
okay with paying for it because I support them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you have a product that you want that your customers want to stand behind, then they will pay for it. But when you kind of try to dick them around, then they don't want to do it. They don't want to do business.
They make it hard. They make it too hard to legitimately pay for the content that you want.
Mm-hmm.
They make it too hard. No, you have to buy 50 channels.
Yeah.
I only want 2. I want to give those 2 channels my money. It's History Channel and Discovery Channel.
You know,
I want
the-
to
the
pay
smart-
those
the
channels
smart outcome-
so they keep providing me
The
content, but I
smart outcome
can't.
would be this. It'd be like, okay, you pay, let's say, $30 a month for basic cable, right? Then you have different tiers of channels that you can purchase. Let's say, extra $2 a month, right? Something like an AMC is maybe 4. HBO is 5. You do it an a la carte system where you can build your own bundle and customize it the way that you want. You'd pay for it then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but they don't give you.
Yeah.
They're so stuck in their ways that it's. So anyway, the government.
I pay $1 for True TV just to watch Impractical Jokers.
The government laughed. You don't have to worry. This is all hypothetical. The government laughed this out of the Supreme Court a week or 2 ago.
Is it? I thought they won.
No,
No.
dude.
No.
There would cause so much uprise. People are not going to stand for this. There was
'Cause
commercials.
I thought there was the quote. The Comcast came out and said, "Well, just because we have the right to our internet, to restrict it, we're not going to make any policy changes right away."
No, this could not pass, dude. This is very like.
Get on that, Mark. Find out.
Make
really
sure
quick.
it
Okay.
didn't. I'm pretty sure it didn't.
I think it did. Because I mean, that's even what Like US is talking about
What
here.
is it?
Yeah, because he
Did
said.
the net neutrality pass?
Yeah, because what he says right here. Did I already close it? I already closed it. Shit. Let me find it really quick. I think it passed.
Appeal court sets aside. They
Who's appealing though?
Because right here he said,
Let's see.
because somebody said, no, we haven't seen anything. And he says, well, it's fucking truly sad. So I believe it passed.
NPR. Go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he looks up that. We can bounce back.
No,
to this
here it
question.
is. Federal Communications Commission rules designed to ensure that transmission of all internet content to be treated equally.
So
The
didn't-
anti-discrimination and the anti-blocking rules have barred broadband providers from prioritizing some types of internet traffic over others.
So it did not pass.
Okay.
Did not pass.
The thing is,
It's like SOPA.
this
Or whatever.
couldn't.
Was
Yeah,
it
it's
SOPA or
exactly
HIPAA?
what it is. The
SOPA.
government doesn't care. People were blaming the government. The government saved everyone's ass. They're the ones that.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
Damn it, Obama.
But no, actually, the government did save everybody. So thank your senators or whatever for listening, because they actually had ads going crazily on the internet and stuff. Email your congressman, tell them don't, blah blah blah. Same shit like SOPA was going on. And yeah,
All right, so we're good with this topic, yes?
I think we're
Yeah.
ready.
Gabe Bustos.
Football.
This kind of goes back to the
football.
whole cereal debate that keeps coming up.
Dude, you put
Oscar, wait,
fucking-
hold on. If you're not familiar,
He's wrong.
Tony-
I already know he's wrong.
Tony does his cereal in a
The
very
correct
unique way. Okay.
correct way.
We're going to allow him to take a second to refresh everybody how Tony prepares his cereal.
All right, you pour the milk in.
You're already wrong.
No, I'm already right. Then you put the milk back in the fridge to keep it nice and cold in the event you need some more milk. Then The cereal's already at room temperature, so you're free to pour as much cereal as you want while you consume bowls of cereal.
See, no. You bowl. This is what you gotta do. You got a bowl. Pour the cereal. Okay.
See, now you're wrong.
See, no, because then you pour just enough milk, and then you see where the cereal rises at the fridge, because then you can put the milk right back in, and you just spoon it in.
Right out of the fridge.
And the best part is once you run out of cereal, you have two options. You can either or pour a little bit
See,
more
that's
in.
what I was saying. My favorite part of the cereal
So-
is the delicious glass of milk afterwards.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you said you could pour more cereal into some milk.
Depending on how you consume your cereal.
Say,
Yes.
say you a few bowls.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first bowl, you put cereal, then milk on top of it.
Yes.
But for bowls 2 and 3, you already have milk in your bowl, and then it's okay to put cereal on top of the milk. So 66.6 percent of the time, you are putting cereal into milk, and you're calling me wrong that I do it 100% of the time.
You see, this is why you're wrong.
Where did Mark go?
Because he knows I'm right. He's scared to argue.
Anyways, wait. This is completely
Because
off
then you can
topic.
just walk back to the fridge and pour more milk, like you said. See, the best part about putting cereal in first is when you put the milk in, it gets the top of the cereal
Well, see,
wet.
what I do is I put my hand on the cereal
So it doesn't,
so it doesn't float up,
and then it gets everything
and
wet.
I get the
juicy.
maximum
wetness.
milk to cereal ratio.
It's all wet. And that's what's important. that it's all wet.
Okay. Anyways, let's jump
Back
into
to
the
the
question here.
That's the question.
Mark, what are you doing?
I'm just saying, dude. Some days I'm hungry. I knock back
Huh?
like 4 or 5 bowls of cereal.
Oh, absolutely. You
We're
should talk to
podcasting.
Our neighbor. He eats cereal about 80% of the time as a meal.
Okay, so if you're knocking back 4 or 5 bowls, I don't see the logic because you can fill almost to the brim with milk, and you don't need more milk. You just throw a little more
Let
cereal.
me ask
on
you a
top.
question.
Give it a quick dunk.
See,
Let me ask
Give
you
it a quick
question.
dunky dunk.
Let me ask you a question. When you get let's say a cup, and you pour ice in it, and you fill it with pop. When you're done with that cup, do you pour the ice out, grab new ice, and pour more pop in, or do you continue using the ice
No,
that's in there?
no, that wouldn't make sense because
It's a yes or no question.
no, because I don't do that. I put the liquid in if I'm using ice, which I never do because it's something called a refrigerator that's been invented.
But let's say you just went to the
Last
store,
100
you bought
years
a
or
pop,
something.
and it wasn't, in the fridge.
I wouldn't buy it.
That's the difference.
I get cold drinks.
Mark, you're disrupting the show.
What's Mark doing? Oh,
I don't know, but he's in there by the dogs. What is he doing?
He's peeing on him.
No, seriously, he's riling the dogs up, and then all that noise is going to be on the background. I don't know why he went that way instead of going that way.
He ran. Maybe he went to turn on the phone.
Yeah,
All
why-
I gotta do is watch the fucking game.
No, we're not watching a game. Okay, come on.
Is it like an overtime?
They just had a 20-yard pass and they're on the 40-yard line with like a minute left. It's too good. It's too good.
Really? So should we pause the show then?
No, we're okay. We'll keep going.
See,
Well, the dogs are gonna
basically,
make noise,
what's
so it's
happening
gonna
is
kill
They
Mark
always make
agrees
noise.
with me. He just didn't want to hurt your feelings, and that's why he went over there.
No, he went over there because he's scared to argue.
Anyways,
because he knows
can we
I'm
can we
wrong.
get back to the question at hand? Question at hand from Gabe Bustos is, what is your favorite cereal?
Frosted Flakes?
See, here's
No,
another
they're
part.
too mushy. They get too
It
mushy.
really
Yeah, because you
depends.
hold them fucking down.
Yeah,
See,
I smothered
it really
that.
depends because, for one, like Fruity Pebbles, I like to let that sit. You know,
No,
what
I
mean?
have to eat my Fruity Pebbles like immediately.
But like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I love that crunch. You know what I mean? Frosted Flakes, I like that
My
crunch.
problem with Cinnamon Toast Crunches is I always cut the top of my mouth with them.
Well, you need to practice with your mouth more.
No, I don't.
He needs.
He
He's
needs
got.
to.
He's got plenty of practice with his mouth. Believe you me.
I prefer
And it really depends on the season.
During
Christmas, Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles,
Fruity Pebbles is delicious.
chocolate Fruity Pebbles.
I don't
are
like
really fun.
chocolate Fruity Pebbles.
Okay. I'm a big advocate of frosted mini wheat. I
That's
like
not
that.
bad. What was that
What?
old cookie?
Hold on, no Cookie Crunch. No.
Oh, that was
Those are terrible cookies.
Well, don't hit that cord. Whatever you do,
Hit the cord.
no. But my number one favorite cereal is Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs.
Those are pretty.
I
good.
never liked that.
Those are pretty good.
I love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, but I did not like that cereal.
All right, let me tell you the actual 3 best cereals: Frosted Flakes, bar none.
It's
Best cereal on
good.
the planet.
It's definitely good.
Closely followed by Cuckoo Puffs, Cocoa.
I mean, if you don't even know it, how
You
can
go
it be your
Cuckoo
favorite?
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Cocoa Puffs. That's the best chocolate.
I mean, should we Google it? To get
The best chocolate. It'll come up. Cocoa Puffs. It'll come up. Just
Count
Goo-
Dracula one?
Google chocolate flavored
Dracula
cereal.
one?
Cocoa Puffs. No. And the third best, as Jason was saying, is the Reese's Pieces.
No. Here we go.
No, here's the real three.
Twix.
Oh,
Okay.
ugh, ugh.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Those are really good too. That's number 4.
Okay.
Peanut butter toast crunch is amazing.
Don't forget about them Frosted Flakes.
No, hey,
Frosted
if you're-
Flakes are the
if
best,
you're-
right,
If you're
Mark?
not coming in here, you don't have a
And
say.
Kellogg's with the strawberries in it.
Ew, no, the freeze-dried strawberries?
Oh.
He's just like, ah.
The freeze-dried strawberries?
Bananas in your cereal?
Yes, I do all the time.
Oh.
The freeze-dried strawberries, if you leave them sit too long, they get slimy.
I don't
It's
know.
like-
I don't have like.
I like
frozen-
slime in my mouth.
All right, what's next, sir?
Gabe Bustos follows up with another cereal-related question.
I like cereal.
As, what are your 3 favorite, first
Yeah,
of all?
I like to hear that as well.
Do you ever mix cereals?
Never. I mean, when you have something that tastes as perfect as Frosted Flakes, which you of course put the milk in first and put the Frosted Flakes on top of, there's no reason to take away from the perfection that is the
Silly
Frosted Flakes.
rabbit. Tricks over kids. He's taking a shit in mine.
I will on occasion, depending if there's like just a little bit left.
That's because you eat inferior cereal.
I only eat one fucking bowl at a time, like a normal fucking person.
No,
You
that's-
savage.
Thank you.
I
Thank
will
you.
definitely say this destroy.
Thank you. What
a few
happened?
right
Did they
there.
lose?
Oh, so you're interested about what's happening?
I'm
no,
interested.
no.
I'm not Jason.
Anyways.
Okay.
So-
Kaepernick threw a
Did
pick
you
in the end
ever
zone.
used to do like
20
the big
seconds left.
Tupperware bowl?
Yeah, I have one.
I love doing that. I
Wait,
finish,
now
a
wait,
whole
wait a minute.
box.
I said I eat one bowl. I didn't say the size of my bowl.
But see, that's when
Hold
I do
on.
that because see, when you do that,
You've
when
done
you get
this
the
on
big
the air
bowl.
before.
No,
You
I
put
haven't.
the cereal first, you put the milk in, and then you
I have
continue
not
the process you're doing.
shown my cereal bowl.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
right
Because
here.
when you do that, you just continuously use the milk. You're recycling. You're going green.
Going green.
And in 2014, that's what's important. Going green.
It's all about saving the earth for the
Save the
future.
earth.
Has anyone brought up Frosted Flakes yet?
Yes, I did several times.
Good job, sir.
Team Frosted Flakes.
If you were here,
No, I was watching one of the best drives until the end. And
Listen,
I'm
if you said the
happy.
Bears, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. Okay.
I watch teams who get to the playoffs.
oh,
cute.
suck it.
I'm a Bears fan still, but goddamn, you gotta make fun of them sometimes.
okay. Gabe Bustos' third question
Jeez, he
is
is
not
crushing
cereal related, but it could be because this was a cereal. He asked, "What is your favorite cutscene from a Legend of Zelda game?" And there was a Legend of Zelda cereal. I believe Moss has a box of it.
Cutscene?
Cutscene.
Frosted Flakes.
I mean, I know
Pretty
mine.
Nah. Mark,
It was good.
it was good.
Mine would have to be spoilers if you haven't played Wind Waker HD. Is the final scene when the little animated, childish-looking Link jumps up into the air and drives the.
You mean the childish-looking Zelda?
No, drives the Master Sword into the top of the skull of Ganon. Because the whole game looks like a cartoon.
Yeah.
And then it's got this.
Except the Mordor scene.
And it's got this. Shut up. It's got this extremely violent ending to it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think I'd
So
go.
he's like, I like that part when you walk into the cave in the first one, and the guy goes, "It's dangerous outside. Take this."
I think I like.
Dangerous to go alone, sorry.
I like that quest in World of Warcraft. That was a fun quest.
The thing with Zelda is they're not very cutscene heavy, and the cutscenes they do have, they tell a story, but they're not what I'd consider amazing cutscenes. That's not what it's about. It's about exploration and whatnot. But the coolest one I can think off the top of my head, I suppose, is when Link grows up in Ocarina of Time. I think that's really cool when he goes in and by the sword in that cave. I don't know what the hell it's called.
The whole time.
Yeah, there you go. And that's pretty badass
Yeah.
cutscene.
You know when Zelda.
When Zelda is there with the gun and the cape.
So
And the plasma grenade.
Yeah.
we're not even gonna ask Mark. I don't think you're a real big Zelda fan.
I'm gonna blow shit up. I've never played a Zelda game.
It's okay.
Me neither. Sorry.
Andrew Dillon.
What's up, Andrew?
What's up?
So,
He asked if you could have a game that crosses two different genres. What would they be? He gives an example of like a cross between a platformer and an FPS or a racing game mixed with RPG elements.
RPG shooter. Best thing ever. Mass Effect. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, it's called Borderlands, and it's actually good. You know, you're not stuck on a fucking planet excavating for fucking ore for 17
Sounds
hours.
like he sucked at it.
Yeah, okay. What was that? What was that? Somebody, Andrew Dillon, since it's your question. What did Mark say like 2 episodes ago during Game of the Year, talking about your first one's unplayable?
Oh, no, I completely agree with you. I'm just being myself. Just being me.
Just doing Mark.
Just doing Mark.
This is a good one.
It is. It is.
RPG shooter. Mass Effect.
I think a platforming racing game would be interesting and frustrating. I know they do exist to some degree, but a platformer racer would be pretty cool. Mark would suck at it.
I kinda-
Super Meat Boy.
I kind of stole
Yeah, I
the
get all
idea
those levels.
from his question, but that's really intriguing. A racing RPG. I kind of want to see that. I'm kind of copping out, but I wouldn't even have thought of that off the top of my head. But since it was in the question, I actually really want to see that.
Nice. And now it's time for some Andrew Dillon's BS facts.
BS facts. All right,
BS facts.
let's whip them
What
out.
this is Andrew Dillon is one of our most
BS
loyal.
checker.
Yeah, he's one of our most loyal listeners.
I know you, Andrew Dillon.
He watches
you
you
at
in your
night.
sleep. He might be in your bushes tonight.
You understand I'm security, that's my job.
Future security.
These
Watching.
bullshits.
You get a good start.
These bullshits are from episode 23. I think he mixed 23 and 24 together. Yeah, because he didn't have a whole lot. So these bullshits are
Those
from
used to be
23 and
better.
24.
These are gonna be terrible.
Tony said the new Xbox will not be more than $500.
Yes, $499.99.
I said that you would buy the Halo 4 360 console, and you did not.
I did not.
Did not. Mark said that Tony would buy the Wii U one day.
Yay!
Tony said that the PlayStation 3 will have a 10-year life cycle, 2006 to 2016. So it's still unproven.
We don't know yet.
But he's
Bring that one back up, right?
2 more
Drag
years.
that back to the PowerPoint or the whatever.
He's
you're
got a trivia question, which obviously I can't participate in because I can see the answer. But he said, what was the first place our correspondent went to, a.k.a. Angry Andy? Where did we
Nice.
first send Angry Andy to?
Pakistan.
Close.
Zimbabwe.
I'm going to say Bangkok.
Nope.
Wait. Can we get multiple choice?
No.
You can't make up 3
Who
countries.
was closest?
No.
200
He was the closest.
200 some odd sovereign nations. You
I
can't come up
forgot.
with 3.
I didn't hear what you said. He already forgot what he said. How does he win?
Pakistan. he said.
Pakistan.
The answer was Cairo.
Damn it! I
Cairo.
remember you saying something about that.
Episode 24, June 2012. He doesn't say who said this. I'm going to assume it's Tony. Just because it sounds like Tony. So there will be at least 6 different NFL games between 2014 and 2019 when EA loses its contract. That sounds like something you would say, doesn't it?
I don't even know if I agree
One of
with
those
that.
fucking off-the-wall crazy predictions?
Yeah, I don't even think I agree with that
There'll be
anymore.
6 different ones.
There'll be a lot, but I don't know about 6. Everybody's going to want to jump on the NFL license.
Keep talking for a second.
Go ahead, man. We got like 2 minutes left in the show.
You don't understand. Like, Sam's neck's getting all torn up.
Oh,
Stop.
yeah, I think,
Oh,
And we don't
okay,
have like
sorry
2
about
minutes left.
huh?
We got like 10. But yeah, Sammy's neck's getting all chewed up.
Raw.
Yeah. So.
Raw.
Okay,
I can see
I bet Tony that Activision will make a football game that Tony will buy day one, he'll hate it, and return it a day later. Or apparently put it in a blender and upload that video.
That
on
wasn't
YouTube.
made by Backbreaker wasn't Activision, so I don't think that's true.
Well, this is like going forward.
It's yet to be seen.
Yet to be.
Could happen.
It's the next 10-year predictions.
The big THQ debate of 2012, before they went on.
Uh-oh.
Mark and Tony agree that THQ will be fine, and they will have a hit game in the works that will make millions. Mark and Tony
I'm still waiting for the hit game.
Mark and Tony agree that the game will be a new franchise released in 2013, and the whole bankruptcy thing is just for show for people to generate sympathy.
Man, we were
What
such
the hell
fanboys of
what the hell-
THQ.
what
Holy
the hell are we
shit.
talking about?
Jason said, "Are you guys fucking stupid? THQ will go under and die in a hole of fire, and I will be standing over the hole laughing at THQ."
Half a point.
That's a quote from me.
Half a point. No points.
No points.
If I make no, you want to take that off?
No.
You want to take that
No,
off?
no.
Mark and Tony laugh back at Jason. Tony says, "Yeah, and when that happens, I'll eat my hat."
I'm not gonna eat my fucking hat.
Tony never ate his hat.
I'm not going to.
He goes home. I wonder how this will taste.
No hats. No hats will be eaten.
Somebody do me a favor. Are you any of our fans out there bakers? Bake Tony a hat. Okay? He'll eat it live on the air, just all over.
Tastes terrible.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been episode 102.
2 for January.
Yes.
102, right?
Yeah, it's 102.
Shit.
You're getting a triple digit.
January
How many of those
19.
were that?
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch us next week, same time, same place.
Do what Tony did in the beginning.
What
January 19th.
What happened to
Seahawks win.
So,